downhill skateboarding, this event has become all that much more important. Joining me today is Jonah LeBlanc. Now, Jonah, why don't you explain to us a little bit more about what's happening here?
Well, Bob was influential in the sport, and to help pay tribute to him, we have this exciting dual slalom race that's going to help showcase all of this year's competitors in the FCR series.
All right, well, a little bit later, we'll take a closer look at some of the contributions that Bob made to the sport. But right now, we're going to start things off right and jump into some racing. So here we are back at the Bob Turner Memorial, just about ready to jump into some racing action. Also joining us here today will be Henry Hesser, the former slalom skateboarding world champion. Right now, before we get into the racing, we're going to see Charlie Ransom with a bird's eye view going down the course.
This is a little camera to go down and check out the course so we can see how it really is. Bird's eye view. What it looks like to be my tennis shoe to run through the gates at about 35 miles an hour.
Well, that's right, Apple. Charlie's going to show us just how tough it is. Today, we've got a quick-paced, tight slalom course with a few tough offsets at the top. Here, Charlie makes it look easy, but as he winds up through the lower section, things happen so fast, you've got to look ahead by 3 to 4 cones.
And as he crosses the finish line, thanks a lot, Charlie, for a better view of the track here at the Bob Turner Memorial. Well, all right, Henry, I guess we're ready to go racing.
Let's get it on.
Apple, these are the toughest 8 skaters in the country. You're going to see Paul Dunn and Gary Hall face off, both Turner team riders.
And don't forget, Henry, these riders each get a chance at both lanes, combining their times to see who goes on to the next round.
And look at that, it looks like Paul Dunn, the current points leader in the FCR series, takes the lead over his teammate and student, Gary Hall.
Pretty close.
Look at that, they're neck and neck coming down towards the finish line. I don't know who it's going to be. Look at that, it's Gary Hall. Unbelievable, the underdog taking out the master by 0.12 of a second after the correction with each rider hitting 1 cone.
And at 0.2 of a second penalty per cone, that one evened itself out. Hey, look at this, Richie Carrasco against Chicken Barrett. Richie holds the world record for 360s in the far lane. Chicken's the fastest starter on the circuit. Check him out on the near lane. There it is. Great start by Chicken over his good friend Richie Carrasco. As you can see, the skaters, Chicken has a little bit of a lead going into the tight section of the course. But here comes Richie for a strong finish.
There it was, the proof. Richie Carrasco with a time of 14.84, taking the advantage over the Chicken.
And no cones for either skater. Very clean runs. Look who we've got coming up here. It's Charlie Ransom and Eric Arab Groff.
2 races in a row now with a 1/10 of a second.
Charlie's the number 3 skater on the circuit, and you can see why with that start. He's got a good lead over Eric. Both skaters skating opposite directions. Charlie regular foot and Eric is skating goofy foot. But it looks like Charlie's going to get a fine finish on this one. Apple?
Look at that, Eric Groff not able to keep up with Charlie Ransom's time of 14.643.
Both skaters didn't hit a cone, so it was a clean run for both.
All right, here we are coming into the last heat of the first round. Which skaters are we going to meet next?
Well, we've got John Gilmore from Boston and Gary Cross, the current world champion from Lake Tahoe. And it looks like a dead even start for both skaters. Gary Cross in the red, pulling a slight advantage. You can see Gary as he starts to thrust his board forward, gaining on John Gilmore, and it looks like Gary Cross. Apple?
That's right, Gary Cross with a time of 14.424, an advantage over John Gilmore, who also took on a 0.2 of a second penalty, hitting 1 cone. So from the Bob Turner Memorial here in La Costa, California, we'll be back in just a second with the second round of quarterfinal action. Skate Show TV is brought to you by Vision Footwear. Since 1976, legends never die. And Turner Skateboards. Check us out at turnerdownhill.com.
I'm a network validation engineer.
I am a CAD designer.
I am the supervisor of a technology-based networking company.
All right, everybody, in just a second, we're going to get back to the racing action. But before we do, Jonam is going to show us the difference between a traditional street skateboard and the slalom boards you see racing today.
All right, thanks, Eric. We're here with Paul Dunn, who is our current points leader in the FCR series. He's going to explain to us the difference between the regular skateboard and the slalom board.
It's real basic, Jonam. This here is a laminated wood deck. It's got concave in it. The trucks are fairly stable and they're drilled down pretty tight. The wheels are small and they're set up for sliding kind of tricks, street tricks, that kind of stuff. This guy here is a cambered deck. It's made out of a glued up laminate of composite material, and the trucks are looser, set up for turning, and the wheels are real grippy.
Now that we're here in the second round of quarterfinal action, going head-to-head once again, it's Gary Hall and Paul Dunn. Now, Paul Dunn has a gap of at least 0.12 of a second that he needs to beat Gary Hall by if he wishes to move on to the next round, being the semifinals.
Paul's not used to having a disadvantage. This is a big moment for him. Paul is, once again, #1 on the circuit, and he does not want to lose to his student, Gary Hall. And here's the start. Paul Dunn and Gary Hall both get a great start. Paul Dunn hitting the cone on the inside to gain a great line as Gary Hall looking good halfway down the course. Apple, take it.
So it looks like it's going to be Gary Hall taking the victory in convincing fashion, eliminating Paul Dunn from the event.
Wow, what an upset. The student beats the master. Well, next up we have Richie and Chicken. Richie Carrasco looking really good. Apple?
Richie Carrasco does have a 0.15 of a second advantage coming on into the second round of the quarterfinals.
Well, here's the start. Richie is on the near lane, Chicken on the far lane. Both skaters good friends, both skaters riding the same boards made by Chicken.
These skaters spend a lot of time in that gate, Henry. What's going through their minds?
Well, Richie's wondering how he's going to keep his advantage, and Chicken is wondering how he's going to take it away. And that's how he does it right there with a great start. And if you notice, Richie DQs on this race, but he keeps going down the course on the inside lane with the hopes that possibly Chicken will DQ also, but it looks like it's going to be an easy win for Chicken.
That's right, Richie Carrasco running over every cone in sight as he becomes eliminated from the event by his good friend, the Chicken.
Okay, it looks like Charlie Ransom against Eric Arab Groff. This is going to be a tough race.
Well, as close as it might be, Charlie Ransom does have a 0.29 of a second advantage over Eric Groff headed into the second round.
I'll tell you what, Charlie has been really looking for a win here at Costa. Last year he placed very well and he wants to repeat his performance. Eric is a local boy and does not want to be beat. Let's see how it plays out. Apple?
These guys get ready to come out of the gate. We'll see who's going to get the whole shot. Who's got the advantage?
Looks like Eric took the advantage and Charlie even hit a cone. So even though he's behind here, he may have the advantage, although it looks like he hit a cone too. So we got a cone each down for these skaters. Looks like Charlie runs away with it, Apple.
That's right. Charlie Ransom once again pulling away from Eric Groff, eliminating him from the competition and getting ready for the semifinals.
Here we go. Gary Cross against John Gilmore. Apple, who's got the advantage in this one?
Well, in the first round, John Gilmore wasn't able to keep up with Gary Cross, which gives him the disadvantage of 0.32 of a second to make up here in the second round. Definitely a tough task ahead for him.
Yeah, 0.32 is a long way on this course. There's no question about it. And Gary's got the faster course. Guys have been winning over there. You know, not one skater has lost coming into the second round with an advantage. So that gives Gary the up. Both skaters with a great start, both skating clean, and they're exactly even halfway down the course. Gary Cross turning it on with that hungry style of his, and you can see as he pulls away from John Gilmore.
So Gary Cross winning the battle of the Goodyfoot skaters, sending John Gilmore packing all the way back to Boston and setting himself up for the semifinals. Before we get into it, though, Jonam had a chance to catch up with all 4 semifinalists.
We're here with Gary Hall, one of our 4 finalists today. Gary, how do you feel about the course today?
It's really fast. It's feeling good. It's not quite as tight as we practice on, so that's probably why I'm up here in the 4th place here.
Nice. And who do you think is going to take it out of the floor?
I certainly hope it's me. I'm going to do my best to make that happen.
Feeling great. Ready to win this thing.
And which side of the course is running best for you?
I'll tell you, the white course, it's offset a little bit more at the top, so it kind of slows you down a little more. The red course definitely feels faster. Feels like a much better, easier to ride course. It runs faster anyway.
And who's your competition pick?
The course, nobody else, that's for sure. It's all, you know, it's up to me. I can take it.
Left or right, the white or the red? I don't know, they're hard to pick from. They're real identical. And some guys are saying one's faster than the other. I haven't figured it out.
And who is your competition today?
Well, I'm going against Charlie next, so that's my competition for sure.
What side of the course is running better for you?
I think the white for me. The red course is a little offset a little differently. They're both a little different, but it doesn't matter. We got to run both courses. So it's just a matter of who you draw and how cool you can keep your head, I think, today. It's down to thousandths of a seconds right now. So, yeah, either course.
All right, and who's your biggest competition?
Who's me? Don't be myself. If I don't be myself, no one will beat me. I feel confident, so I just got to stay clean, not be myself today.
All right, everyone, stay tuned to the Bob Turner Memorial. We're going to have some exciting semifinal action. We're getting set up for some exciting semifinal action. But before we do, we're taking a closer look at some of the ways Bob Turner influenced this sport.
Bob really started and kind of developed this whole slalom racing world that we're in. Without Bob and his products, we wouldn't be at the point where we are now in slalom racing.
Bob was really an artist, first and foremost, and what he would do is just take technical elements. He would take his raw materials, foam and fiberglass, carbon Kevlar, whatever was at his hand, and mold that into something that was special. And for us, that was the skateboards that he made.
This is Tommy Ryan's original Turner summer ski that he rode all through the 70s. And this was like his prize board, which is now my prize board. Bob Turner made this for him special. He was kind enough to donate this to my museum. My idea of my museum is to let people never forget what a great job this guy did building skateboards.
And Bobby's boards, to me, were the best. They were the most beautiful. They worked well. And I had a number of them, and I would go out to California, hang out in his shop, watch him build them. And it was just, to me, a whole amazing process.
Well, I started slalom in the early 60s, and basically I've been building slalom-oriented equipment ever since. This is a very old design. I first did these boards in about 1974, and the camber was a new innovation in about 1972, and it's pretty much turned into a standard type slalom board.
You never saw someone who was really so at his place in the universe. Here he was, covered in dust, just stuff everywhere. And you're wondering, how can he make these absolute polished things of beauty in such an environment? But he's able to do it and loves doing it. And it looks so great to see such a fire and a little old man who just really never lost his love for bringing fun to others.
Bobby was probably the most soulful individual I've ever met. He's a beautiful man, an artist. He's a surfboard shaper. I've never met anyone who could deal with resin the way he did. He changed skateboarding by his hand.
What do you think about people doing slalom racing again?
Oh, it's so wonderful to see.
Yeah.
I've hoped always that it would come back, because everybody that was involved before thought it was the best thing that they'd ever done. Their activity was it was very, very high morale.
Well, after seeing all that, it's definitely easy to see the way that Bob Turner affected this sport.
Okay, Apple, looks like we're going to the Final Four, and the next race is going to have two top skaters in it. We've got Gary Hall and Chicken. That Gary Hall's got his work cut out for him. He's in territory that he has not been in. Chicken is used to being in the top three. Gary came into this event rated 18th, so he's got his work cut out for him.
Now, how's the experience factor going to fit into this race?
Well, let's take a look. That's what I thought. There's Gary hitting two cones right off the bat. That's almost a half a second deficit.
So Gary Hall with a disadvantage already hitting 2 cones. It looks like Chicken took out a cone as well, but he is going to win this race with a time of 14.190 over Gary Hall in the first round of the semifinals.
Well, here we go. Charlie Ransom against Gary Cross in their first race. These two guys are looking for a victory here, no question about it. Gary, once again, the world champion in the red. Okay, here it is. It's going to be a close one. There's no question about it. These guys in the top 4 are really running. And it's a good start for both skaters, both Gary and Charlie coming down the course. Charlie's looking fast, but no, he GQs out, and Gary Cross keeping his speed up in case he has to deal with something later. Looks like he's going to take an easy victory.
So Charlie Ransom, with a momentary lapse of concentration, DQs himself. Definitely going to have a huge disadvantage in the second round of the semifinals.
Okay, well, Chicken's in familiar territory. Gary Hall is in unfamiliar territory. Like I said before, he's got a deficit of almost a half a second against Chicken. He knows it. Look at that. He is in definite trouble. Let's take a look at this race as it plays out. Chicken is in complete control. Watch this start. It will definitely be one of the faster starts of the event.
These two riders have gone head-to-head already in this event. Looks like they're going to be doing it once again. Who got the whole shot?
Well, Chicken always gets the whole shot, but once again, Gary's moving up on him halfway through the course. He's got a cone down, so that's going to cost him dearly. All Chicken has to do is stay with him, and he can win the race.
Well, Gary, even though he had a great close, was not able to beat out Chicken with a time of 14.451.
Yeah, it was a slaughter. Okay, the next two skaters are Gary Cross and Charlie Ransom for their second run. Now, Charlie has got a second disadvantage to Gary here, so he's got to really make some time up. Gary has to just keep his cool, make the course, stay within a second of Charlie, and he should come out with a victory on this race. Okay, it looks like a really fast start. There's no question about it. They're both even. But once again, Gary's just got to stay right next to Charlie to win the race. Charlie's driving ahead. He's trying to make up that 1 second deficit, but there's no way he's going to do it.
So Charlie Ransom does win that race by a time of 36/100ths of a second, but it wasn't the full second that he needed, meaning Gary Cross is going to be a finalist. Stick with us here at Skate Show TV for the consolation finals.
Gary Hall and Charlie Ransom looking for a third-place victory here. Once again, Gary Hall is in an uncharted territory. He has not been here yet this year, and he is looking for his first third-place victory. There he is, Gary Hall. Let's keep an eye on him.
So the man with the lack of experience, a chance to take home that third-place check.
And look at that. Look at that. Charlie Ransom hits the gate coming out, giving Gary Hall almost a bye for this first round. Gary has got to make the run nice and clean, make sure he makes the course. You can see he takes it nice and casually, and he will go into the second round with a 1 second advantage.
So that means that Charlie Ransom needs nothing short of a miracle to be able to make up that full second gap that he has as a disadvantage to Gary Hall.
That's right, but I'll tell you what, there's no question about it. Charlie Ransom can make up that 1 second disadvantage. He's done it before. He'll be able to do it again. He's a tough skater, and I think he's putting the psych job on Gary Hall right now.
By the look on Charlie Ransom's face, it definitely looks like he's motivated to make up that gap.
Well, there's no question about it. Charlie has not had so much fire going on inside him in a long time. He has to win this race, and here's a great start on both skaters. Gary and Charlie have both hit one cone, and Charlie is motivating down this tight section of this course. You can see it in his eyes. He wants that 1 second back. Is he going to get it? I don't know.
Well, it looks like Charlie was able to take that victory in that heat, but it's not going to be enough to take third place away from Gary Hall.
Well, there he is, Gary Hall, proud third place, and Charlie Ransom, fourth place. Let's take a look at the finals now. It's Gary Cross against Chicken. These two guys are fantastic skaters, no question about it. Okay, here's the start. You want to keep your eye on Gary Cross. He's the world champion in the red. He's got a cone down, so does Chicken. But look at, there goes Gary. He has taken off on that faster red course. He is looking good. He's got the arms moving and the legs going.
So Gary Cross with a time of 14.039 hopes that first round is the first nail in the coffin of the Chicken.
Okay, well that's it. We're going to the last race of the day. Gary Cross does have the advantage.
You're right, Gary Cross, the advantage by 65/100ths of a second over the Chicken. We'll see how it's going to play out for all the marbles.
It's an even start for both skaters, and you can see they're going very easy through those wide gates. There's no question about it. These guys do not want to hit a cone. Looks like Chicken's coming on strong, though. He wants to make up that second deficit, but Gary Cross is just hanging right with him. What do you say, Apple?
Chicken coming in with a time of 14.183, but he doesn't overcome that full second, therefore losing to Gary Cross by 23/100ths of a second.
And the world champion holds his arm in victory for winning the Bob Turner Memorial event here in La Costa. Chicken second place.
Now Jonah got a chance to catch up with our winner, Gary Cross.
Feels great to be on top of the podium. A lot of work all day to get here, but it's great. A lot of tough races. Get through at Gilmore. He beat me in Breckenridge last time, so it's nice to get that stink off. And then Charlie's always a tough competitor. And I knew Chicken is running the fastest times of the day, so I knew I had to step up. Sure enough, I think he had one of the fastest times of the day, if not the fastest, to do it. So it was a really good day.
So in La Costa, California at the Bob Turner Memorial, I want to thank Jonah LeBlanc and Henry Hester for helping myself out, Eric Apple, here on Skate Show TV.